Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 27 of Talkin ATL Hawks. Uh, we are missing a twin again. Andrew is currently out doing stuff with their parents. We he should be back like before that in the episode.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, we don't know how long he's gonna be, but we're hoping he's gonna be back. But if not, he's going to be texting us his start bench cut soon because this is his turn to do it. But in the meantime, how's your week going?
it's going good. It's going good, Jordan. We do want to say, I know y'all won't be seeing this episode on Mother's Day, so happy late Mother's Day. Or,
Happy late Mother's Day.
yeah,
I forgot.
happy
Yeah,
late Mother Day for all the mothers out there. Of course, it's Mother's Day. So, like Jordan said, that's where Andrew's at right now. He's helping our dad go pick up a gift that we have for our mom whenever she gets home. That's why he's
yeah,
not able to join us right now. But there is a chance he might be back towards the end of the episode to join us. And if not, it'll just be me and Jordan today, which we
yeah.
do have some Hawks content planned for y'all. Andrew will text us his start pitch cut here in a minute. So, Joiner, I guess if we want to go ahead and start this episode, why don't you go ahead and bring out that post that you put in our Hawks group chat earlier this week about some potential ideas that the Hawks could look at making for this 2025 NBA offseason.
Yeah, so I was just scrolling through my Instagram feed, and there was an NBA post. It was called NBA. The account was NBA Trade Center, and it was just like a basic like mock offseason game plan for the Atlanta Hawks, and there were three or four different ideas. The first one was for trading for DeAndre Ayton. Now, um, I don't know if I like this idea or not because our big depth is so young anyway.
Yeah,
Because Capel's a free agent, so he may not even come back. So we might not be able to trade him anyway.
right.
Onyeka Okongwu and Larry is Larry Nance a free agent or is he?
Um,
That's the only thing I
not
don't know for certain if he's a breaking news. Breaking news.
Andrew has a star pinch cut.
Yeah, breaking news. So Andrew has sent us his start bench cut.
Oh, he has.
Um, it is the best comebacks in Hawks history.
Oh, so earlier one of my star pinch catches were I did talk about a Hawks comeback this year that they had against the Bulls, and he did not include that in the list. Should
I think he's
we?
doing that. I think he's doing like all time because there's like some 20s.
Yeah. Should we hold off on this discussion and hop into the star pinch cut?
Um, no,
Or do
let's
you want
not.
to?
No, let's not confuse the viewers.
Good idea. Good
So,
idea. Let's not be confusing.
sorry, Andrew, we got your text right when I was getting to a topic, but
He's gonna
um,
have to wait.
yeah. So, the first thing was trading for DeAndre Ayton. I'm not like very sold on it because we already have some young bigs with Okongwu and Mo Gay and Leonard Nance. But what are your thoughts on getting DeAndre Ayton?
So I did look it up. Larry Nance is an unrestricted free agent for this
So we could lose him
offseason.
too.
We could lose him as well, which does make this maybe a little more enticing. But I like you said, we already have a bunch of young talent. Clint Capella, as he's a free agent, he definitely needs to go. I think we've established that this is now Onyeka Okongwu's time to hop into the starting role at center, which we saw him do the end of this previous season once Clint Capella got that season-ending injury, and he did a phenomenal job, like all Hawks fans expected he would. So he has proven himself that he's ready to hop in that starting role permanently. And as far as Muhammad Gay, I personally love Muhammad Gay. I love him for his defense. He has great size, and he's very versatile with the size that he has. He utilizes it very well. The only reason I could see this DeAndre Ayton pickup being pretty favorable is more experience. I wouldn't mind if the Hawks pause on Muhammad Gay and develop him a little more. Uh-oh. Can you? Okay, I thought I lost myself for a minute.
And then
I think DeAndre Ayton could be a guy that the Hawks can go get for cheap because he's with the Blazers right now. The Blazers are looking for some pieces, so maybe the Hawks could offer them some pieces if we that the some young pieces that the Blazers will be looking for. DeAndre Ayton has a little more experience under his belt. He was a former first round pick for the Phoenix Suns not too long
I
ago.
think he went
What
second overall behind.
or was it first overall?
No,
I think he went. I
was
think he
it
was a
first?
first. I think he was a first overall pick to the Phoenix Suns, if I'm not mistaken. I
I
could
can't
be
remember who
wrong.
went first in that draft. Maybe maybe it was him. Hold on.
We're gonna have to fact check this.
Yeah.
He was top three for sure, top two for sure. Actually, he's either number one or number two.
Um.
Mm. While Jordan's oh, you got it.
Yeah, it was DeAndre Ayton, and then Marvin Bagley went second to the Kings.
Okay, God,
No.
I remember
Okay.
how bad.
I mean, I knew he went in the 2018 draft. I just didn't know like where for sure
Yeah,
he went top two. It was DeAndre, Bagley, and then Luca.
God, I remember that Marvin Bagley just haunts my mind because I remember how bad I wanted the Hawks to get Marvin Bagley that year, and now of course Marvin Bagley has absolutely flopped in the NBA. So good thing the Hawks dodged that bullet. I'm sorry the Kings made that mistake.
Well, I mean, we
Um,
drafted Luca, then traded him. So I mean, like,
yeah, so you can say that the Hawks maybe flopped themselves. Although Trey Young has turned out great, no hate on Trey Young. It's
and
just
and we did keep him. I mean, we still have him on the team rather than Dallas. So,
exactly,
but
exactly.
that also wasn't Nico Harrison that drafted.
That is true.
It wasn't Nico, I don't know who was in the Dallas GM at the time, but I mean, I don't know why they got rid of him, but you know, um, yeah.
The world may never know.
The uh, the second thing, if you were done talking about DeAndre, actually, like real quick before we move on, like also, I don't think this move like fits well with Portland because like who else do they have besides Klingon, the guy that they drafted last year. They don't have anyone else notable besides him. Besides
Yeah,
Ayton. So why
I
don't
don't
you
think
use
so.
Ayton as like how we're using Capella right now as like a veteran backup to help develop Klingon. I don't
Yeah,
know.
in terms of Portland, I would expect them. I mean, I think guard wise, they're looking pretty set. I think they have a good young core around them in terms of guards. So I would expect this upcoming draft to draft a big man. I think they would go big man here and get the paint defender, the rim protector that they've been lacking for years. So maybe that's why they would be in the market for trading DeAndre Ayton. I'm not too exactly sure. What we would give them though would be my thing. I don't know if Muhammad Gay would be an option if we're looking to just ship Gay in general and just use Ayton, see if we can develop Ayton into the big man that he never was. Could be a possibility. I don't know exactly how I feel about that because I was really impressed with Muhammad Gay this past year. So
Yeah,
it's something to think about. I don't really know exactly if we were to get Ayton. I don't know exactly what we would include in the package. It's not like we can give him draft picks because we don't have many to give at all until 2029. So
right.
that would be an interesting thing to think about.
So speaking of the draft, the second thing was um the our two draft picks that we could potentially have now the 13th pick could fall to Sacramento if they jump up, but it's a 90 but it's like an 8% chance that they do. So
Yeah,
they would have to like basically they would have to basically like do what we did last year and like have a miracle happen, which
yeah.
I mean
Which, hey, last year shows that you can believe in miracles, man.
yeah.
Less than a 1% chance is all we needed.
Yeah, exactly. But we are projected to have the 13th and the 22nd picks in this draft. Um, and this draft is having us take Liam McNeely and Nick Clifford. Um, which helps the forward depth on the team. McNeely is a good shooter, and Clifford's versatility on the defensive end gives him some solid upside in Quinn Snyder's system. Personally, I like William McNeely, and that's who I would actually want us to take if he falls
Right.
to us. But what are your thoughts?
I think so too. I think Liam McNeely was definitely on my board, and I had seen him as well on a couple of other professional mock drafts that I've looked at. So I think he's definitely a possibility, like a key guy that the Hawks. I hope the Hawks front office are looking at. Terms of forward depth on the team, I know it's going to lack even more if we do lose Larry Nance Jr., which I'm expecting us to this offseason, especially since he was injured towards the end of last year. So Liam McNeely with the shooting abilities and to help with that forward depth is something the Hawks are looking for. It's definitely a key pickup this offseason. And then I haven't looked too much into Nick Clifford in terms of being on our team, but I do know that he is a great defender. I did watch him a little bit this past previous college basketball season. And so I do know a lot about his defensive end and his defensive abilities, which, the Hawks, we complained about their defense all season long. So
Yeah.
helping anything to help stack the defensive side of the ball is something I will never complain about. So if we did end up getting Liam McNeely and Nick Clifford, I would personally consider that a successful draft.
And then the last one, which is very interesting to us as Hawks fans, because we will be bringing back Dennis Schroeder. Um, I really don't know how I feel about this. I really don't know how I feel about this because our point guard depth is so like deep. Well, I don't say it's like so deep, but we already have Kobe Buffkin, Keaton Wallace who broke out towards the end of the season.
Yes,
We were
absolutely.
um I mean, in that game against Boston when we won, in the game against Boston, like I mean, he didn't have like the best game, but like, I mean, so he's shown up for us when we needed him to.
Right.
I just don't see like us like spending the money on a guy like Dennis Schroeder when we could like use the money elsewhere.
And I do. I remember when you first originally sent this, I was talking about how I would love to get Dennis Schroeder
Yeah,
back. But then you're right. I thought about it a little more, and I think about Keaton Wallace and like how he impacted the Hawks this season. I remember most notably that game in Chicago when we were without Trae Young, and Keaton Wallace had to start in the starting role for the first time in his career, and he put up fantastic numbers. I believe he put up like 27 points. He didn't miss his first shot until the third quarter. It was absolutely insane. And Keaton Wallace at the backup position, anytime Quinn Snyder gave him minutes, he made the most of those minutes, not just with the shooting abilities, but he was very impactful in terms of playmaking as well. And then even his time in College Park, he put up video game numbers. So I just don't feel like there is any reason to not use him impactfully on the bench. I expect his minutes to skyrocket in his second season in the NBA, which, if you're considering that, Dennis Schroeder would probably be a pointless pickup. You have to think about Schroeder. He started the season in Brooklyn, put up great numbers. Then he went to Detroit off the bench, did well with them.